Hi, it's John Bradford. I serve in the North Carolina House of Representatives. I represent District 98, which is Northern Mecklenburg County. First of all, I'm not an attorney, and I'm most certainly not a healthcare expert. I'm a business owner and an entrepreneur. In fact, I'm coming to you from my office on a Saturday because I was in Raleigh most of the week, and I'm playing a little catch up. I think business owners and entrepreneurs, we're creative and we like to solve problems. And so that is why I'm coming to you today, because I think we have a vaccination prioritization problem. We have a limited supply of vaccines, but we have a lot of different people that want to get the vaccines. And right now in North Carolina, we have 5 groupings in terms of prioritization, group 1 all the way down to group 5. Just as an example, my wife is in group 4, and I'm, of course, similar age to my wife, and I both consider us to be healthy, and I'm in group 3. And the reason I'm in group 3 and not in group 4 is because I'm an elected official and I'm in government. Last week, I was featured on the news because I had asked the Department of Health and Human Services, as well as the governor's office, to please reevaluate individuals with Down syndrome because they have a much higher risk of contracting COVID because of underlying health issues. Individuals with Down syndrome, as well as other people with disabilities that have underlying health issues, and even people that just have underlying health issues, they're all in group 4. And it just doesn't seem right that someone like me, who's relatively healthy, just because I'm in government, is in group 3. So I said, and I maintain, that I will not get vaccinated ahead of those individuals. I will just wait my turn. I've been contacted by police officers and firemen and firewomen who are worried that they, frankly, are in group 3 as first responders, but they're dealing with the public every single day, and they would like to get vaccinated sooner. And then what about our teachers? Our teachers are in group 3, but yet we want them to go into the classroom because we're all ready to have our kids go back to school, but they're worried, some of them, about their individual safety and the safety of their students, but they're also in group 3. So what we have is a limited number of vaccines, but we have a lot of different groups that really should rise higher. So it's a supply and demand issue. So I have this idea, and this idea is a voluntary reprioritization program. Basically what that means is if someone who is registered to the vaccine is in a higher priority group, such as groups 1, 2, or 3, and they're willing to step aside and let their spot be used for someone else that is in one of those other groups, such as teachers and or first responders or individuals who have disabilities and others that have underlying health issues, then why not let them step aside and give their spot up to someone else? Vaccinations are a choice. I'm going to choose to get a vaccination when I think it's appropriate that others who deserve it more go ahead of me. But there may be a lot of people out there that are just not even choosing to register right now because, frankly, they don't want the vaccine. But they could be in high prioritization groups. So maybe this would encourage them to go ahead and register and give their spot up to someone else that really does need to move ahead. And this would not impact anyone that is already in a high prioritization group because they would not give up their spot. And the way this would work is anyone that has volunteered to give up their spot would go after all the people who have not volunteered. So that way no one is losing, and the only people that are winning are the individuals that need to move up. But because we're working with a fixed number of vaccines at this time, this is a great way to solve it. This idea is free of party political bias. This is just trying to find a solution to a problem that we have. Of course, we do have healthcare experts who are constantly looking at the prioritization groups, and this would be mutually exclusive to whatever it is that they're working on in those groupings, but this would just be another way to get it done. If you like this idea, or if you're in a higher group and you feel like you would be willing to voluntarily step aside, or if you're in a lower group, but you wish you were in a higher group because you're a teacher or a first responder, or you have a child that should be getting the vaccination because they have those underlying health issues, then share this idea with your lawmaker. Contact the Department of Health and Human Services. I'm just calling it a voluntary reprioritization program. And if we open something like this up, you may just see that with the fixed number of vaccines we have, we'll be able to at least let them go to the people that need them the most, including those who are giving up their spot. So again, my name's John Bradford. I'm just trying to be creative and find a solution to a real problem. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and take care of yourself, and be sure to take care of each other. Thanks for listening.